Okay, what I'll be doing here is I'm going to start with the level 1 progression for push-ups. I'm just going to go to a doorway. I'm going to place my hands on either side of the door and I'm just going to start pushing. And what you'll notice is with my feet, I'm just looking for a comfortable position that allows me to get a good stretch. And I'm moving very, very slow. So just slow, deliberate movements while moving my body. And you can see I'm keeping my spine straight and my head straight. And as I look for that position that I find comfortable, I just get into position and then place my hands and I start pushing. And all I'm looking for is a nice deep stretch on the chest. And we're going to be looking for maybe anywhere from 5 to start with, all the way up to 25. The next thing that I like to do is a pull. And so what I do to get into position is I use one hand to test how far away I am from the door, and then I switch to the correct hand, and then I start pulling my body towards that door, and then allowing myself to lean back and then go forward again. And this is just over and over. And then we're going to do the same thing just on the other side. So I'm alternating arms. I'm only using one arm to pull against the door jamb. And this allows me to do essentially a level 1 iteration of the pull-up. So now we're going to move on to more advanced push-ups. So here we start with the knees, and you can do the push-up flat spine and with your feet on the floor. And all I'm doing is gently lowering myself down and then extending my arms with just a little bit of extra force, coming up to a full push-up. And we're just repeating that. You can see I also experimented with moving my feet up. So now I'm going to make myself a little extra room here. And what we'll do is we will move up to a legitimate push-up, all the way down, back up. Tiny amount of snap here. This is just enough to make sure that we are doing a full push-up. And then the next item that I'm going to do is I'm going to use an elevated object, like the side of the bed here. Place your feet on the bed, and we're going to straighten out our spine, and then we'll go down and up. So full push-ups, and this is a much more advanced level of push-up. This is an incline push-up. Next, we're going to find ourselves a little chair. This one is about knee height, and this is the initial progression for body weight squats. We're just sitting down on the chair and then coming back up. And you can do this 5, 6, maybe 10 times. And we just want to keep our hands on our hips, lower ourselves down under control, and then bring ourselves back up under control. Once we've done that, we'll get the chair out of the way or move to an area where we have a little bit more room. And now we're going to do full body weight. These are called half squats. So we're going halfway down. And now I'm going to show how to do a half squat from the front. Now, if you take a look, I'm pointing at my feet because what I'm doing now is a full squat. And you can see I am going all the way down, straight towards the floor. We're going to do that with our arms out, completely under control, all the way down, all the way back up at a pace that is comfortable for you. And then the final one, this is the most advanced one. This is when we get on our tippy toes. So you'll see I'm going to stand on my tippy toes, and then I will lower myself down. Now this is knees over toes style squatting. You'll also hear this called a hack squat. And that's named after a guy named George Hackenschmidt. But this style of squat can be very hard on your body, so just be cautious. And then I'm going to show you the final iteration of this. This is where we take a kettlebell. This kettlebell here is 20 pounds. We place it behind our backs. We get on our tippy toes. We lean our body forward, and then we go all the way down to the floor, and then all the way back up, completely under control. And we do this kind of slowly and methodically, and we can have a little bit of a stretch down there at the bottom and then bring ourselves back up. And you could do that with whatever weight you feel comfortable using. The next piece, this is an ancient Chinese martial arts move. This one is called Little Raccoon Punishes Norman Reedus. You'll understand here in a moment. But this move right here, we place our hands on the floor, and then what we're doing is we are using our hip muscles in order to raise our bodies. You also call this a hip thruster. Once you are able to do that, then the next thing you'll want to do is start the process and practice of doing leg raises from the floor one at a time. Once we do that, we can do both legs, extend and pull them in. And then the next one, these are called frog raises. And what we're doing is we're drawing our legs in, and then we're extending them, and then we're allowing our legs to come down and then pulling them back in. And you can see on even my legs, it really causes some of that muscle to show up. The next one, what we're going to do here, we're going to need a chair again. So we're going to sit on the chair comfortably. And we're going to place our hands behind our back so that we can support ourselves as we lean backwards a little bit. And then we're going to do leg raises. And so we're going to extend our legs, and then we're going to take the leg and we are going to have it thrust out in front of us. And then another move that I really, really like and is really good for your shoulders and your back is simply to hang from the bar. This will also allow you to start building grip, and that can be really important for everything from being able to hold yourself up to being able to open a jar.